Hey guys, welcome back. This is now part 4 of my brief overview of the SeL Omnidiver. As mentioned before in the previous videos, I've now owned this watch for a month, so I'm definitely out of the honeymoon phase and wanted to go over all the design aspects that make a watch amazing to me. And in particular, what makes this watch particularly amazing to me. So this is a SeL Omnidiver MK1 that I've owned for a month. And in this video, I'm going to go over the Lume. Now, Lume is a subject dear to my heart, and I know most of the guys out there who are dive watch fans or tool watch fans are always asking, how is the Lume? Is the Lume good? So Andrew McLean of SeL Instruments, he makes his own proprietary Lume. And it is not a super luminova based, it is kind of his own blend. And it is brilliant. It actually is very, very good. It is very long lasting, I'll say. It is probably the longest lasting Lume I've ever owned on a watch, in that if I'm, for example, if I go around the house and put it on my bed, on my table by my bed at night, say around 10 o'clock, it is lasting literally all the way till 7 o'clock in the morning. No problems, full legibility, great stuff. It really depends how you charge it. Indoors, I think indoor lights really don't do too much to charge it. It will take it'll take the charge, if you will, and charge up, but its real prowess comes up when you charge it with natural sunlight or a UV light, and it lasts super long. It also is very, very bright. Now, in terms of initial brightness, I would say this competes with Seiko, and I'm not just talking about the Seiko SKX. I've loved and owned all the Tuna Marine Master 1000 watches, which I've always felt were a tier above or slightly better than most of the Tunas or most of the Seikos in terms of their Lume, and this watch is up there in terms of that kind of initial brightness and longevity. So bringing it closer, you can see you have the smaller kind of applied indices, and these are smaller metallic cups, if you will, that are screwed onto the dial. You have this very unique large hour hand, huge Lume filled minute hand, and a second hand up here. The Lume pip is filled with the Lume as well, and it glows beautifully. I've always been interested in having watches that have great Lume. You guys have seen from some of my past videos, some of the watches have great initial Lume where you're like, wow, it's amazing, but then 30 minutes later it's done. There are watches that I've owned that have subpar initial brightness, but then they just last at that same brightness throughout the time, but they don't have long longevity. This watch kind of beats everything out there, in my opinion, that I've tried. Again, this is my kind of observations. It'll charge beautifully, and it's bright, like it'll glow for a long time. And the beauty of this watch is that it is so legible at night. You've got this very unique handset, right? This is a SeL handset, and unlike other watches out there, Andrew or SeL Instruments puts the Lume pip and the 12 o'clock hour marker opposing each other, and what this makes it very easy to see orientation at night because of the Lume. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, charge this, and then show you the Lume on its own. So right now I'm going to just turn off the lights, and this is the Lume just with the lights that I have on my table right now as I'm recording. So I'm going to turn off the lights, and you can see it's pretty good, right? This is just from natural lighting. I've got these two LED lamps on my table that I use for recording, and it's in there. So yeah, it's beautiful Lume. I'm gonna pause real quick and come back with a UV flashlight, charge it up so you can really see that when you go outside, this thing's gonna glow. All right guys, I'm back. Just real quick, here's the watch. I just flashed it with some light, and this is just white light. You can see how it takes the Lume. Super bright, right? So this is with a flashlight. Now, if I go through and cycle over to my UV light, you can just see it just destroys. It's glowing amazingly bright, and it'll stay this way for hours at this level, but even into the middle of the night you can still read this. That's what's incredible. So while on the camera it does come across as a very bluish green, in real life the Lume is very green in its color. And Andrew at SeL does make, he does do different color Lume, although he has mentioned to me that the green Lume is the longer lasting and the strongest in terms of initial brightness, or perseverance I should say. So this is the combo. If you look at his Instagram, you will see that he has done his own personal watch, and maybe some other customers with orange Lume to match kind of the visual motif, but the Lume on this is brilliant. Like if we look at that, it is just super bright. And I'll put a few Lume shots in a darker room of mine, just so you can get an awareness of how beautiful the Lume is on this. Once again, guys, I appreciate everyone's time. Please like and subscribe. I really love doing these videos, and I really love my SeL Omnidiver MK1. And I hope to make these informational as well as educational about the watch and the company. So if you have any questions, please reach out in the comment section below. I have no problem helping anyone out. Thank you.